Well, very good evening. A major news break that came in from the Supreme Court earlier during the day. The verdict on the number of petitions just filed before the Supreme Court with regards to the farm laws. As indicated yesterday by the Supreme Court, today formally the final order coming in which the Supreme Court stayed the operation of the farm laws brought in by the BJP government at the center. It also directed formation of a panel which will look into the issues which we raised by the farmers. But the controversy seems to be far from settled. The Farmers Union just a while back held a press conference saying they will not be part of any panel. They will not make any representation before the panel, and they will continue with the agitation. So clearly indicative of the stalemate, the deadlock between the government and the agitating farmers. Nonetheless, the Supreme Court giving its verdict today on these petitions. I'm joined by the Tribune's legal editor, Mr. Satya Prakash. Satya, thanks for joining us live from Delhi.
First, thank you,
Rohit. The operational part of the judgment which came from the Supreme Court today.
Well, the order has finally been released on the Supreme Court's website. It's an 11-page order. And there's very important points in this order. First, that we know that the court has stated the three laws which were the contentious issue. Right. The laws, the Farmers Produce Trade Commerce Protection and Facilitation Act 2020, Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020, and Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020. So these three laws against which the farmers have been agitating, and since November 26, they have been blocking several key entry points to Delhi. Right. So these three laws have been stayed. One. Second is that the court has set up a committee and a four-member committee to talk to the farmers, and both those who are supporting the farm bills, those who are opposing the farm bills, and whosoever wants to put forth their views before the committee, they can go to the committee and the committee will listen to them. There are four members of this committee. Mr. Bhupinder Singh Maan, who is National President of the Bharatiya Kisan Union, and All India Kisan Coordination Committee. The second gentleman who is part of this committee is Dr. Pramod Kumar Joshi. He is an agricultural economist, and he is director for South Asia of this International Food Policy and Research Institute. Right. And then the third member of the committee is Mr. Ashok Gulati. He is a pretty well-known agricultural economist and former chairman of the Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices. Right. And then finally, Mr. Anil Ganwat is the president of Setkari Sangathan. So these four members are part of the committee, and the court wants the pro-farm bill and anti-farm bill farmers groups to go to the committee and put forth their views before the committee. And then the court has asked the committee to submit a report in 2 months from the first day they commence their proceedings. And the court said the committee shall start functioning within 10 days. So, and thereafter, the court has put this entire set of petitions for hearing after 2 months.
Okay. And the time frame, 2 months has been fixed to submit a report to the Supreme Court.
Yes. Okay. So after that, the committee shall submit a report to the court, and then the court will look into the matter, how to resolve the issue.
Okay. And these four gentlemen who have been appointed to the panel, the name was suggested by the government. How did the Supreme Court arrive at these names?
We are not very clear about this, how the names came about. Right. Maybe right. The government suggested or some other people, because the court has been, yesterday, if you recollect, the court, during the hearing, the court had said that CJI himself said that he spoke to Justice Sadasivam, who is former CJI of former CJI and former Kerala governor. Right. And the court has been making attempts to reach out to various prominent people, and the court had, even way back in December, made it clear that it wanted some experts to be part of the panel. Okay. So maybe some by the government, or we are not privy to this, right. Or maybe the court on its own,
Hmm.
because the court was trying to resolve the issue, and they were trying to reach out to various experts.
Right.
So they found out these names.
Okay. The reason why I was asking this question, Satya, is because the farmers claim, have just a while back made a statement that they are not going to make any representative. Those who are agitating at the Singhu border, they maintain that they will not make any representation before the committee, and they claim that the members, they are not agreeable on the names which have been proposed for the panel. So there's sort of a controversy on the names of those who been announced as part of the panel.
Well, that's because of the fact that many of the members of this committee, they are perceived to be pro-reform.
Right.
So that could be one of the reasons why these farmer groups
Right.
are not able to, or to carry on the uh, negotiations with this committee.
Okay. And also, Satya, important point, does the judgment also state something about Mr. Salve, in fact, for instance, had maintained that, there's blockade, the borders have been blocked. Has it dealt with that issue, that
Well,
whether the farmers can continue their agitation or requested them to go
see,
back?
the court has made it clear that it doesn't want to stifle
Mm.
peaceful protest, and that the court has maintained right from beginning.
Right.
Even last month, the court said we are not going to ask them to vacate. They have a fundamental right to protest,
Mm-hmm.
peaceful protest. So
Right.
that even today the court maintained that the farmers, they have a fundamental right to peacefully protest. But the court, yesterday and even today, the
Mm.
court said that they have stayed the implementation of the order,
Mm.
and the court went on to say that this should be perceived as a sort of achievement,
Mm.
so far as the protesters are concerned, because they have been protesting and the court has stayed the law,
Right.
implementation of the law.
Mm.
And the court expects
Mm.
the farmers unions to convince their members that
Mm.
they should go back and start their normal work
Mm-hmm.
for a livelihood. And this is also because of the fact that the too much cold,
Mm-hmm.
biting cold in Delhi, and many farmers, they have died.
Mm.
And there is also some apprehension about the spread of COVID-19. So
Mm.
this is because of these two reasons. And third, there is Republic Day on 26th.
Right.
So that on that there are some other developments also, but
Mm.
primarily because of the fact that there is biting cold in Delhi and many of the farmers, they have died. And
Mm.
second, that COVID-19 might spread among farmers or others, so that the court expects them to go. In fact, there was a suggestion that the farmers should shift to some other venue because they cannot be allowed to continue
Mm.
on the present venues, because they are blocking the key entry points to Delhi from Haryana and UP.
Mm.
So there was suggestion that they should shift to some other points. And one of the advocates, senior advocate, he said if he was also representing some of the farmers groups.
Mm.
So he said if they are given Ramlila Maidan,
Mm.
uh, that will be if then it's okay, because otherwise if they are given some place where nobody could
Mm.
see them,
Mm.
so that would not be acceptable.
But Satya, I mean, if I could just go through one of the points which have emerged from the press conference, the unions clearly saying they are going to protest for an indefinite time. There is some kind of, that they clear about their demands that they will not go back. So the problem is now, what happens next if they don't decide to go back? If they don't give up on their these demands, they are not going back. What could be the legal way forward? Because then that agitation will continue. There will be blockades. So then, what happens to those petitions wherein they have sought court intervention of removing these blockades?
See, there are three sets of petitions.
Right.
One is challenging the legality of the three farm laws,
Right.
which were stayed today by the court.
Mm.
The second set of petition is seeking removal of farmers from roads that are leading to Delhi,
Right.
because at several key entry points they have blocked roads.
Mm. Mm.
And the third is about um, a third set of petitions. They support the farm laws. They are
Okay.
opposing any sort of stay.
Right.
So
Right.
all three, the three sets of petitions were taken up by the court, and the court said we have stayed the operation of the law,
Mm-hmm.
And so far as protesters are concerned,
Mm-hmm.
the court is expecting them. The court has not directed anything, but
Okay.
the court, if you recollect, yesterday the court had said that they don't want any bloodshed or any violence or anything, and that is why they want this kind of negotiation to take place.
Right.
One important development that took place during the hearing, that there was some group, there is some application, and then it was supported by the attorney general also. This allegation is that some pro Khalistani groups, they have infiltrated the um, protests.
Right.
So when the attorney general made the allegation, the court asked him to file an affidavit
Mm-hmm.
to substantiate his claim and the allegation. So
Mm-hmm.
the government is likely to file an affidavit
Right.
to this effect, maybe tomorrow or day after. And
Okay.
then another point which is important is
Mm-hmm.
that the Delhi police yesterday late evening they filed, and today their application was taken up. They want protesters to go from
Okay.
Delhi, so because they are saying that you have a right to protest, but you don't have right to malign the country. And
Mm-hmm.
just, because there is a rally proposed, tractor rally
Right. Right.
uh, on Republic Day. So that they are saying that should not be allowed, and the court has issued notice on Delhi Police's petition.
Okay. That
So
interestingly is a petition filed by the Delhi police.
Delhi Police, because
Okay.
they
Okay.
now that the court is seized of the issue,
Right.
they have chosen to go to the court and seek directions.
Is that there going to be some kind of hearing on that if the Delhi police has approached the Supreme Court on
Yes,
that?
yes, Delhi Police plea, the court has issued notice, and next Monday, the
Mhm.
hearing will take place on that.
And
But
are the
the
farmers
couple
party
of
to that
points.
petition? I mean, to the notices,
See,
sorry.
farmers are not no. So maybe the court will issue notice. The notice will go to farmers' unions,
Right.
and then the matter will be taken up, and there could be some directions are issued. But a couple of points which are important
Right. Mm-hmm.
regarding the court's order. In the
Mm-hmm.
court's order, the CJI and the two other judges, they have made it very clear that the current system of minimum support price
Mm-hmm.
uh, shall continue
Mm-hmm.
as before the enactment of the farm laws. So
Okay.
before the farm laws were enacted, there is a system of MSP that shall continue, and
Mm-hmm.
also that no farmer shall be dispossessed or deprived of his title so far as land is concerned.
Right.
So the court, in a way, by putting it in the order,
Mm-hmm.
they have tried to make it sure that farmers
Mm-hmm.
and their grievances to the extent possible are taken care of at this juncture.
Perhaps that's one demand which all along the farmers have been making, that the government should make some, solid, concrete proposals on paper that at least, the MSP should be protected. Does that take care of it?
That should take care of, at least because this is now part of the court order.
Right, right. Right, right. So now the Supreme Court would probably hear this again after the report is submitted, Satya.
So the issue regarding the farm laws
Hmm.
will be taken up after 2 months.
Right.
The court has said that after 8 weeks, so maybe after 2 months, the report is submitted by the committee, and then the court will take it up. One second,
Hmm.
next Monday will be the hearing on Delhi Police's
Okay.
plea
Right.
for far as tractor rally is concerned, because they want to make it sure
Right.
that during the Republic Day and in the run-up to the Republic Day parade,
Hmm.
there is no untoward incident and there is complete peace and order so far as
That's on
national
Monday.
capital is
That's
concerned.
on Monday. Next Monday.
That's on Monday.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Satya, for that insight about giving details about what the order is all about, some of the finer details, and also importantly, this petition of the Delhi police, which is going to come up because the farmers are not budging. They're saying they will continue to protest. They'll stay on where they are. So that is something which we look forward to. I mean, Monday when the petition will be taken up, what kind of direction the.
But one
So,
thing,
yeah, yeah, Satya.
Rohit, because some of the farmers groups, they were represented by some senior advocates yesterday,
Right.
and they were missing from the court
Okay.
today.
Right.
So that was an indication that farmers unions, those who are protesting, they may not be agreeable to the suggestion
Right.
for going to the committee and putting forth their views.
Right.
So there was an indication right during the hearing itself, and
Right.
there was one suggestion by one of the lawyers that the prime minister should be negotiating with the farmers, and the court said we cannot direct the prime minister to directly talk to them. And in fact,
Right.
they pointed out that agriculture minister is already part of the negotiations.
Okay. Okay. Was this group part of those for the 30 odd unions which are fighting for this, or
Well,
some?
it's very difficult. It's very difficult
Right.
because there are too many farmers groups. There are many farmers groups
Absolutely.
who are supporting the. In fact, there is one group um, of farmers from Hyderabad-based group, which is supporting the farm laws.
Right.
So, and it had filed its petition. In fact, it had uh, written to the CJI
Right.
and the two other judges that they are supporting the farm laws, and
Okay.
that farm laws should not be stayed. So there are various groups,
Right. Right. Right.
and particularly South India. In fact, a couple of groups from South India. They are represented by lawyers, and they have argued that they want to put forth their own views
On views.
before the court, and the court is likely to listen to them.
Okay. Well, Satya, thank you so much for those insights. We'll keep on following this big story. The farmer union, as we mentioned in a press conference just a while back, they have rejected the offer for appearing before the committee. They have rejected the panel which has been constituted by the Supreme Court. So it remains to be seen how this pans out in the next few days. Meanwhile, Supreme Court giving time of 2 months for the panel to submit its report. And also, as Satya mentioned, on Monday, the Delhi Police's petition will also be taken up, wherein they have raised certain law and order issues with regards to the tractor rally which the farmers want to take out. So clearly, lot many things happening on this front. The farm laws, the contentious farm laws, will keep on providing you updates. You can also log on to our website, tribuneindia.com, and also follow us on our other social media platforms. Thanks very much for joining us on this live broadcast. Thank you so much. Thank you, Satya, for joining in.